Hello, everybody. My name is Al, and I think Minecraft is awesome. This is FTB, episode number 24. Try to do some bee stuff today. Attempt to talk bees. I'm still learning a lot, so yeah, I'm going to take it pretty slow here. But I know one of the things that people keep telling me to make is one of these Apiarist databases, or Apiarist database. So I'm definitely going to bust out one of those in this episode. Another thing I'm really hoping that I can do in this episode, I don't think I'm going to be able to get there, but that is make one of these. They're Alvearies, and they're a multi-block thingy, I guess you could say, kind of like the coke ovens. You got to build a bunch of them, or kind of like the multi-farm. It's very similar to the multi-farm. So you build a bunch of these, and they're like an advanced apiary. So they're like an advanced one of these. And they're 3 by 3 by 3 high with some wooden slabs on top, I believe. And the cool thing with them is you can change the temperature. You can make it hot and cold, so you can breed certain bees that you wouldn't normally be able to breed in the environment that you're breeding bees. And there's another thing called like a swarmer or something. You put it in there, and I think it produces a bunch of hives around the alveary that you can then have more bees, like I'm assuming the same species that you're breeding will breed in these hives as well. I don't know too much about it. I don't think I think the princesses inside the hives have a limited life. I don't think they're like the pure princess. Like when a princess dies in here, or when a queen dies in here, she produces a princess pretty much every single time, right? So I don't think that happens with the hives. And another cool thing, probably the coolest feature that I think with the alveary, is you can really, really speed up the whole process of breeding bees and producing, or maybe not so much breeding bees, but producing the, whatever they produce. So for example, this imperial queen, she produces royal jelly, and, we would speed up this whole process. So yeah, I guess the cycle would go through faster, I assume. So yeah, I definitely want to make one of those. But the thing is they're a little bit complicated. If we check out the recipe, this is just the basic block. There's other blocks like the fan block and the heater block and swarmer block, and I'm sure there's other blocks that I don't know about. But this is just the basic block. So for the basic block, you're going to need an impregnated casing. Not an issue. And mind you, this is just one block, so it's time consuming. So this is not an issue. If you've made an apiary, you've already made one of these. It's just like logs with seed oil in the carpenter. But the issue is these scented panelings. And this part here is just wood and beeswax. Again, that's not really a major issue. And there's a honey involved in this as well. Again, not a major issue. If you put honeycomb inside of a centrifuge, you know that you get this stuff, no problem. But the royal jelly and the pollen come from bees, and that imperial that we just looked at, she produces royal jelly, or her apiary produces royal jelly. And the other bee that produces pollen, the one that I've been trying to breed, is the industrious, and that's where I've been having a little bit of issues because I'm having trouble producing a pure bee, a purebred bee in industrious form. Like some of the bees, if you take a look, once you put them through your beealyzer, they'll give you a little bit of information. So if we look, like here's one that hasn't been passed through my beealyzer. So it's a diligent drone. Everything's unknown there. So if I just drop it through my beealyzer, it's going to give me a little bit of information on it. And right now I want to know, see, like this one is a purebred. So this is a pure diligent with some slower worker, shorter life. I don't know where that was. That was over here. But if we look at some of them are hybrids. Like this is a noble diligent hybrid. So that's fine and dandy when you're trying to breed bees and stuff and combine them to get a certain breed. That's cool. I think you can probably use that to your advantage when you're breeding to get that that particular breed. But when you're trying to get to a point where you're happy with the bee that you got, like for example, I'm happy with an Imperial. I don't want to crossbreed her, not at this point anyway. So I want to keep her pure because I want her to continue. When she dies, I want her to produce a princess, and I want to combine her with one of her pure drones and continuously get my royal jelly. So yeah, that's where the industrious, I've been producing industrious princesses, but they're always like a diligent hybrid. So I put them through the apiary, and then she just like when she dies, she gets turned into like a diligent princess, for example. But the last time I've managed to produce like 2 or 3 of them so far, and I've lost the princesses. But the last cycle that I put through, I did manage to get industrial drones. And they're pure. Look at that. They're pure. So at least that part's done. I just need to get a pure princess, and then I'll be able to get some pollen, and I'll be able to start working on getting this alveary. I've managed to get a little bit of pollen, but not enough for me to, build one of these alvearies. So yeah, that's at the stage I'm at with the bee stuff. Hopefully this is not too complicated for the guys that are new to bee stuff. I mean, I'm super new, so a lot of you bee wizards are probably already like rolling your eyes right now, like, okay, dude, you just need to do some DNA stuff or something, and I'll get purebreds. But I'm not there yet, guys. I'm early on in the bee stuff. So in this one right here, this is where I'm trying to get another, and its cycle's almost done here. I'm trying to get another industrious princess, hopefully. So I will just let this cycle finish off, come back, and see what's in it. So I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I made a mistake here, or maybe I didn't. But I think I may have mixed the diligent with the majestic, which is the wrong combination to get an industrious. It's actually, I got to put a diligent with an unwary, which I'm pretty sure that's what I did. But now I got a bunch of majestics, and that's okay. I can use majestics to make Imperials. But I already got that Imperial princess. I need to make an industrious princess. So let's see if I can find myself an diligent and an unwary. Okay, I got an unwary princess, so that is good. And now I need a diligent. What color are the diligents? They're purple. Okay, so let's see if I can pick one here. Let's pick one with industrious traits. See, I have a hybrid here, so maybe if I combine the diligent with industrious traits, this hybrid drone, with this unwary, which is unknown, which has probably got some sort of hybrid quality to her. She's got an unwary common. Okay, so let's give it a shot. Let's see if by using this this drone hybrid here that has the industrious that we are wanting in a princess will actually help me out here. So I will let this cycle go through as well. And yeah, maybe I'll show you guys the path that you have to take, although it's probably recommended to look at one of those spreadsheets. If you're getting into bees, there's like a bunch of spreadsheets on the internet. I'll link to one I've been using. I don't know if it's the best one to use. It has 150-ish species of bees, but I'm pretty sure there's more species than that. There's 184 here in FTB in this version, so I'm probably missing some. But I'll link to the one I've been using anyways. And if somebody knows any better ones, you can message me, and I'll put that in the next episode that I talk about bees. But this is the path that I took to get to the Imperials and the industrious bees. So basically I had to make a common, which is like the first step where you combine the 2 wild bees that you find in the wild. There's a bunch of them, but for this instance I use a meadow princess with a forest drone, and that has a chance of producing a common. Then I move to the next step where I'm trying to get a cultivated, where I combine the forest princess with a common drone. Then hopefully I get a cultivated. Then hopefully, if I have both of them, a princess and a drone of the common and cultivated. It doesn't matter which you use. You don't have to use a common princess. It could be a cultivated princess and a common drone, and vice versa for all these other ones. But for example purposes, what I'm using is a common princess and a cultivated drone, and you keep breeding that, and hopefully over time you produce some diligence, and some nobles, and then you move to the next step where you combine a noble and a cultivated and hopefully get the majestic, and then a cultivated with the diligent and hopefully get an unwary. And then you have the 4 Bs. Now you're gonna need to also have some of these in stock, the diligence and the nobles, to produce these 2 Bs here, which are pretty much, I don't know what path other people take with bees, but for me, I feel like they're the 2 first bees that you make, that you breed, that actually produce something that you need. And for example, the Imperial produces, I've already mentioned this, produces the royal jelly, and the industrious produces the pollen, which you need to make the Alveary. So anyways, to make the Imperial, you're going to need a noble and a majestic, and keep breeding it, and hopefully you get some Imperial. And then for the industrious, unwary and diligent, and hopefully, you get some industrious bees there. So that's pretty much how I got to the stage that I'm at right now. And I've produced some other bees too, that just, through fooling around. I think in the last episode you saw me, I made this charmed bee that I didn't really, it's some kind of magical bee. And I think I got a drone too somewhere here. Yeah, right here. So I do have a drone too, so I managed to produce another one. And there's all kinds of bees, like tolerant bees. I try to, for some reason, I can't remember why I was trying to produce these, but yeah. And then there was the excited drones that I was producing in the last episode that I kept trying to produce. And this is funny because, like, I actually managed to get a princess. I got a few princesses, I think, of the excited. So then I was like, okay, I'm going to like put these together so I can get that, this thing over here, this glowing comb, which I assumed would produce glowing stone, but I was wrong. It produces redstone. But it's pretty interesting what happens when you drop the excited princess and the excited drone into one of these apiaries. You get a lightning storm. It's kind of crazy. I was freaking out. I'll actually show you some of the footage right now that I had recorded, because I didn't know what was going on at first, but obviously after the 3rd or 4th strike of lightning, I kind of figured that had something to do with the bees that I put in the apiary. So yeah, check this out. So pretty cool stuff with the lightning, something to, you could use to your advantage, I guess, if you're into making machinima style videos for Minecraft or something, and you needed some lightning, you could use it for lightning. And yeah, what ended up happening to me is it ran on for quite a bit, and this whole thing burnt here, right? This whole, almost half the roof was on fire. I ended up losing a couple of panels. And yeah, it was a little bit of a nightmare. Nothing major. I fixed it all up. But moving forward, well, let's check it out. Here, I did not produce what I had hoped. No industrious. In fact, that princess ended up turning into a common, which is not good, because to make an industrious, I need an unwary and a diligent. And I don't think I have any more diligent princesses, and I don't think I have any unwary princesses, do I? No, I don't. Oh, no, that's a majestic. Okay, so that means I'm going to have to grab a cultivated here. Let's see if I can grab one with some good traits. Oh, that's a common with the diligent. I want to cultivate it. Okay, so we got a cultivated with a diligent trait. See, I don't even know if it helps to combine hybrids to get like a diligent, but you can only assume, especially if this one has some diligent traits. Let's find out. Okay, so this common and this cultivated have diligent traits, so we gotta figure that's gonna increase our chances to produce a diligent princess. So let's throw her and him in there and see what happens. And We'll just let that roll. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. And eventually I will get my industrious at some point. But as you can see, I got some trees kicking around the bee apiaries. The cool thing with the bee stuff is you can also cross pollinate trees. Is that the right terminology? I don't know. But basically you can get these unique saplings from different types of trees that produce all kinds of stuff. Some of them produce like cherries and some of them produce different fruit. I'm not totally 100% sure what everything is, but as you can see, you'll notice the tree here, which is just basically, I think this is an oak or an apple oak. I'm not sure, but it has a different color leaf here. And this is like a cherry blossom tree, and it has different colored leaves right there. And we look around all over the place, you'll see different color leaves. And what you do is you go in with one of these things, these grafters. Here's the recipe for that. It's just the sticks and bronze. And you just kind of like break that leaf. But the thing you got to watch it with the grafter is they wear out really quickly. So it's kind of annoying, but they do wear out pretty quick. But let's check out and see if I got any cool saplings here. This one is a silver birch sapling. I don't think I have that one yet, so that's pretty cool. And this is a teak tree over here, which is really cool. I like that there's teak trees in FTB. I just feel that they should add like a, this is gonna sound kind of stupid, but they should add like a furniture mod. Is that crazy? And you can make like teak furniture. Wouldn't that be pretty cool? I think that'd be pretty cool. I mean, for people that are builders that like building, and you could build like a house with furniture in it. I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of stupid. Anyways, let's check out this one here. See what we got here. This one is a teak sapling. That's kind of weird. Okay. So are these all going to be teak saplings? Probably. So that's the one thing with this grafter here. You really got to watch it when you get to the last. Like right now, it's about to break. So the thing is, yeah, that's a teak sapling. The thing is if you keep going and it breaks on you, you're going to lose that sapling. So that could be a bit of an issue if you're trying to get some rare trees, right? And you end up breaking that, you lose that, there's no sapling there. So make sure that, you keep a fresh one on you, and you don't, once you get to that area where you think it's going to break, just dispose of it. I mean, you don't want to be losing the saplings, right? So let's do a couple here, see if we can get anything cool, and then I'll show you guys some other stuff that I've been working on. Let's go and try this. I think this is just going to be a regular cherry. Oh, there's a cherry in there. That's cool. What was that? Oh, there's no sapling there. I'm going to get rid of these saplings. That way they don't confuse me when I'm looking at the new ones that we grabbed here. Let's go over here. Let's try this one. This is an oak. Oh, let's try this one on top here. That'll be easier to grab. And teak sapling. Okay, so we're getting a lot of teak. And I tried to put in one of these autumn, what are these trees called? Autumn, is it, oh man, I forget the name of the tree. Let's see if I can get a sapling now. Anyways, the autumn trees, and it doesn't seem like they cross-pollinate at all. It seems like, I was kind of hoping they did, but they don't. Over here, I forget what this tree is. This is a really weird tree, but at first I didn't think that the leaves changed, but I'm pretty sure. You probably can't see it here, but these two here, they look like a different color. So let's see if they produce anything cool. So mundane large sapling. So the same thing that this tree, that's what this tree is called. Over here, let's grab this one. Oh, there you go. See, it's screwed up again. And let's try this. And that one is silver birch. So yeah. So yeah, as you can see, I mean, the tree thing is pretty in depth. I think it's kind of like the bees. I think there's like a treealizer and stuff like that, and things you can do. Is there a treealizer? Yeah, right here, treealizer. So yeah, it's kind of like the bee stuff, I think. But yeah, let's bust out one of those the database things for the bees. What are they called again? I think it's just called a Apiarist database. So let's make one of those. And I'll show you guys my bee basement as well. I built a basement underneath here, and it's not complete. It needs some work, but I'll show you what I got so far. So yeah, see you guys at the project tables. Okay, so let's bust out this Apiarist database. I was wrong. You don't craft it in a project table. Obviously, you got to craft it in one of these, the carpenter with water. And this is the recipe right here, kind of. It's missing one thing. It's missing the glass pane there, and that should make... I don't know if I have enough power. I probably don't have this thing powered. And I don't know if I ever showed you guys. I did put a water tank above here just so I have some water coming into the carpenter, but sometimes I need to flick it off to, you know, put honey in here for some of the recipes for the bee stuff. But yeah, I just have a liquid duct hooked up to, of course, the cheaty water system of the aqueous accumulator. So I got the infinite water source pumping into the carpenter right now. I don't think I ever showed you guys that, but let's bust out one of these Apiarist databases here. I think I just got to click on it. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, duh, I've got to power it. So let's flick the switch here on this. And there we go. Should be popping out. I'm going to make a treealizer as well while I'm here. While we're waiting, let's check out the recipe for that. A treealizer. So just copper on the side, 2 glass panes, redstone, and a diamond. Okay, let's see if I can remember that. I have a really bad short-term memory loss, so I'll probably forget how to do that. We just need one of these, so let's get this out of here. So that stays the same, I believe, and 2 glass panes and copper. I need some copper. Let's grab some copper. I got copper. I got lots of copper now. Probably got more copper in here too, I think. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I just ran a quarry. I believe it's hit the bottom now. And yeah, I had some issues with that quarry. Ended up losing a bunch of stuff, I think, because yeah, I'll show you that in a second, actually, guys. Okay, so let that roll right there. Maybe throw a cut here. All right, so there we have it. We got a treealizer. Not sure how that works. We'll have to check it out. Throw some saplings in there. I'm not sure how the Apiarist database works either. I wonder if it needs honey or honey drops. Let's check it out. Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh, I guess it just tells you the stuff. And I guess it's going to tell me everything about the bees that I already have. None of the bees that I don't have. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I think this is going to definitely come in handy and tell me a bunch of information about what it produces. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so you just click on this and then it just tells you. I wonder if you could just hit use the U button on that. Is it going to tell me what it produces, or do I click on it? No, I guess I got to look at it in the too many items here, or not enough items, I should say. Anyways, yeah, that's definitely going to come in handy. Look at that. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so the treealizer. Oh man, look at all these things I got now. Treealizer. It's powered by honey drops as well, I assume. Let's test it out. Let's test it out right now. I'll show you guys my bee basement, and I actually wanted to show you guys something about the quarry as well that I'll show you in a second. Or not the quarry, the oh no, Jesus. The sorting machines. Okay, so let's grab some honey drops and drop that into this slot here. Okay, so let's grab one of these saplings. I got a bunch of saplings in here. It's unknown Teak Sapling. Let's try that. Okay, so yeah, it's very similar to the bee stuff. It's just going to tell me some active traits, inactive traits. So I wonder if it's inactive. I wonder if there's like a silver birch. Oh yeah, so yeah, it's a hybrid. Normal, average, so sapling, normal, matures slower. I wonder what that means. I mean, does that mean when you plant it? Oh gosh, I should have probably researched this before I made a video about it. But yeah, I'll probably look into this a little bit more in depth and maybe do an episode about tree stuff, maybe. But yeah, this is my bee basement. It's a work in progress. I'm probably going to actually continue it out this way, just because I don't like that there's no windows in here. For some reason I want to put some skylights, but I can't. Obviously there's the bees on top of this, so I was thinking of maybe extending it out here into the back. But the only machine that I have in here is the gene pool thing, and I don't know too much about this stuff here, this DNA. I haven't got to that stage of the bee stuff just yet, but I think that's more later on in the, more later on when I get more into the more advanced stuff. But the reason I built one of these early on is just because the thing is when you're doing the bee stuff, you get lots and lots of bees, especially drones, and you get tons of them, and you kind of run out of space in your chest, and you don't really need all these drones, so I end up just throwing them into this thing. I should probably set up a better system with gates and stuff. That way I could just pull stuff out of a chest, because you end up coming down here with like 20 bees, and it just, you can't really put them all in the hopper unless you start stacking hoppers. But yeah, you just put some bees in here. Maybe I can grab some bees here and just show you guys real quick. Give me a second here. And I turned off the mobs for now, guys. I usually roll with the mobs on, but when you're making videos, you get slime and annoying guys here, especially at night. So I turned it off just for now. I'm probably not going to need these marble drones or whatever. So I'll just show you guys. Drop that into the gene pool thingy. Oops, I'll grab that later. So yeah, I just come in here, drop them in the hopper. I don't want to get rid of this cultivated queen, so I'll make sure, a princess I should say. And then it's gonna make some, I don't know about this glass. I might take this glass out because it's kind of stupid, because right now you don't see anything. Well, there you go, you got the DNA, liquid DNA going into the tank. It's gonna come out. But yeah, I'll probably remove the glass. It's kind of stupid, I think, to have the glass here. You don't really see the DNA all the time, because you only see it when you're dropping the bees in. Other than that, I just got a project table and a couple chests full of, bee stuff and tree stuff. But, yeah, that's about it for this. And obviously here, this is just a big hole that I want to put another tank in. I'll probably put a honey tank in here, just because I'm going to need a lot of honey. And the cool thing with honey is I can also use it to help me produce biomass. And I like the biomass. If you watched previous episodes, I'm kind of obsessed with creating biomass. So I might use some of the honey to create biomass. But right now it's nighttime. I'm just going to hit the hay and maybe check up on the bees, see if I got some bee stuff, and do maybe a couple more things if I can squeeze it into this episode. I'll see how much time I got right now. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a second. Yeah, I totally forgot. I wanted to talk a little bit about my sorting facility. I just finished up with a quarry and had a little bit of an incident. What ended up happening is my sorting machines jammed up, and the reason they jammed up is one of these chests filled up, and it was this chest here with all these items here. And of course, when this chest fills up, it has nowhere else to go. I don't have an exit for the red. I have an exit for some of the common stuff, like this chest here, which stores marble, sand, gravel, and now it also stores red cobblestone, which is where I set up in one of those biomes that has the red rock. That's where my last quarry was, because I just wanted to collect a little bit of this. Of course, I collected a lot of it, just because it's kind of a cool building material. This is what I built my, of course I had to turn it into brick, but this is what I built my coke oven factory with. So of course these three have an exit on this side, which exit into my recyclers, just because it's once you have a chest full of that stuff, you don't really need it. Who needs that much cobblestone? Although I burnt through quite a bit of cobblestone and a lot of dirt. Actually, before I ran the last quarry, I burnt through this whole chest of dirt just to run my multi-farms, which was nuts. So dirt, if you're running multi-farms, definitely comes in handy. So I might end up putting another chest in here for just the dirt, or probably maybe even upgrade 2 diamond chests for the dirt. And yeah, I know I should roll I should probably roll with barrels for the dirt. I don't know. For some reason, I just like chests, and I know it's kind of a waste of resources to build gold and diamond chests. So maybe for the dirt, I'll end up rolling with some barrels. And I know there's an upgraded barrel. I know some of you guys have been mentioning that. I've got to look into that so I can store a bunch of dirt into there, because that's probably going to be something I'm going to need a lot of. But anyways, back on topic. This thing jammed up, and What happens when one of these jams up and there's nowhere for anything to go, there's no exit, it will go into my unsorted goods chest and also my overflow chest. So if I don't come in here while I'm running a quarry and watch this, that's what happens. This thing starts jamming up. And I just want to show you guys, some people might not know about this, but when the sorting machine jams up, you'll notice this light here will be solid red. And you want to obviously unjam it. And to unjam it, all you do is you just roll in with your screwdriver, right mouse click, make sure the output is facing you. So like that, and then all of the stuff that's jammed up in there will pop out. So you just grab it and then you set it back up into its previous position. And the sorting, machine will go back to work. Of course, make sure that you have, somewhere for that stuff to go before you do that. And yeah, so it kind of sucks that happened, because it happened, of course, at the 15 to bedrock level. And that means that I managed to fix it right before it hit bedrock. So I ended up getting some diamonds, but I ended up only getting 2 diamonds. So, that sucked. But, yeah, I think I wanted to show you guys some of the bees, if I could get a diligent, but I don't think I got one. Let's check it out. I had to run a couple cycles here, actually, since the last cut to see if I could get a diligent, and I really wanted to get to that industrious bee and start producing some pollen so I could make the Alveary, but of course that's just not going to happen in this episode. And yeah, this cycle's not done yet. I keep getting cultivated in commons, trying to get a diligent just so I can breed a diligent with unwary and hopefully get the industrious. But I think I'm gonna have to leave that for another episode and call it right here, guys. As always, I'd like to thank you for watching the FTB series on the Shabazz Bam channel. My name is Crazy Al, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.